Go to Markie here. It's now getting dark. I'm in the mobile studio, so the view isn't so good. The picture's getting more kind of don't know what the term is, grainy. My camera's my bloody torch has come on as well, which isn't really what I wanted. That's confusing the issue. I started off. Just made another video, and when I made that video, there was a lot more light around. You can see the beautiful clouds because there were some lovely clouds around. Your view's not going to be so great, but actually the light effects on that tree are kind of quite cool, aren't they? I think that's quite pretty. So stop complaining. It's your fault for watching this video rather than the previous one. So, Markie here, and this video follows on in theme from one I did a few weeks ago about my biggest regret around retroactive jealousy. And this isn't a regret, it's more of a concern, I suppose, which might turn into a regret. And I'd be interested in your advice on this. I value your help with this. I run, moderate, admin, a number of social media groups for people with retroactive jealousy. Some of which I've kind of inherited, and some of which I've kind of set up. And so there's two main ones that I either moderate or co-moderate on Facebook. I'm also in the process of setting up a subreddit, but I've had lots of technical problems with that. I'm really struggling with navigating Reddit. It just doesn't seem very intuitive at all. So I've got this subreddit set up for retroactive jealousy, but I don't think people could actually access it, and I can't work out why. But I've got somebody who's going to help me with that, so that will come online. But what I'm talking about particularly are the Facebook groups, and there's two of them. There are links to them in the description box. There's like a standard blurb that I put into all the description boxes. I don't always do it immediately, so if it's not there immediately, it will be there soon. Look on one of my older videos if you can't find it, and that will have links to these groups. And then what I usually do with the description box is, the first paragraph is usually something unique to that video, and maybe I might make some links to some particular things in there, or just put something silly, just put something humorous in the first sentence or something like that, or correct errors I've made in the video. And then it goes into the blurb, and the blurb's got links to these Facebook groups. Now, what you can do with, for those of you who haven't set up a Facebook group, and for those of you that have, you can have kind of settings whereby if somebody applies to join the group, either they can just be immediately accepted instantly, and they're just a member, or you can kind of screen them in various ways. And that can be a good idea, because if you don't do that, then you know what the internet's like, you know what social media is like. You can get people that go on there just because they want to troll people, or they want to sell something. Now, sometimes selling things is okay. Sometimes people are selling, services for people with retroactive jealousy. But in which case, I just want to know about that first. Really, I want to know that it's a kosher and a decent service. But I don't want people on there just going to be selling snake oil, or people put porn pictures a lot on groups, don't they? I've had that with a couple of groups that I run. People will just post porn pictures. I don't know why. I don't know. I suppose they want people to click onto their porn site or whatever. But surely if people wanted a porn site, they'd find a porn site. Like, it's not difficult, is it, on the internet? But yeah, I find that happens a lot. So sometimes it might be a bot, or it might be a troll, or it might be somebody who wants to post porn or sell their snake oil, or sell some dubious service or what have you. You get my drift. So you have a few questions on there that people have to answer in order to get admitted and invited into the group. I've kept it kind of quite simple. I think maximum of 3 questions. I host groups for both. This is where it kind of gets, it's not complicated, but there's 3 different types of group that I run. One is for people who, well, I've got two that are for people with retroactive jealousy. One is a little bit more selective than the other. One is for people who are seriously recovery minded, because not everybody with retroactive jealousy is. A lot of people with retroactive jealousy just want to blame other people and shame their partner, and you know, and comment on other people's posts and say, oh, you should leave him, he's a waste of space, he's terrible, and say really unhelpful things. So I've got one group that's just for everyone, and then I've got another group which is like for people that are really serious about their recovery, and then I've got a group for partners, and then I've got a group for partners and people with retroactive jealousy, okay, so that they can have a discussion between them and get different perspectives. Now, I think it's important that I actually don't like partners joining the group that's just for people with retroactive jealousy, because often partners, you know, they don't understand, or they'll have a bitch about people with retroactive jealousy, which is really unhelpful. And then if you have a group on the other side of the coin, you can have you know, people with RJ that bitch about their partners, and people who are partners of people with RJ bitching about, oh, I'm getting confused now, I'm losing, yeah, so you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say here. And then there are people that actually definitely like the idea of having the perspective of both sides. So I created a group for them. So with all these groups, I ask these questions about, well, you know, are you somebody, simple questions, that are you somebody, you know, do you have retroactive jealousy? Or are you the partner of somebody with retroactive jealousy? And sometimes I've had three questions, like, you know, will you be, will you, like for the one for partners and sufferers discussion, the questions are all about, you know, can you tolerate other and be respectful to other perspectives and stuff like that. So there's no more than three questions for entry for any of these groups. But what I'm finding is most people that apply to join the group do not answer the questions. And, you know, part of me is thinking, well, you know, either they're not that serious about joining, they're a bit, you know, what's the word? A bit whatever, you know, maybe I join, maybe I won't. Or they can't answer the question. They would say no to the questions. So I kind of assume that the questions are doing their job. But what I'm alarmed by is the sheer number of people that don't answer the questions. And I'm wondering, I can't work out what it's like from the perspective of somebody trying to join the group, how clear it is that, you know, that you should answer the questions. You know, maybe people miss the questions, or maybe, you know, maybe it looks like they're optional, although they're not important. And maybe, you know, very genuine people whose answers to the questions would be yes, you know, yes, of course I'll be respectful to other people, you know, yes, I do have retroactive jealousy. Whether I'm actually excluding them by this system, because there are an awful lot of them. And I've looked at some other, you know, retroactive jealousy groups on Facebook, and, you know, they've got much bigger membership. Mind you, they also get more people with making negative comments and trolling. So the question is, am I doing the right thing here? Am I doing the right thing, or should I be following up everybody that doesn't answer the questions, to say, you know, hi, Mark here, I'm the moderator for the group that you applied to join. Thanks very much for your interest in the group. I noticed you didn't answer the questions. You know, if you'd like to apply again, just answer those questions. I'll happily admit you to the group. You know, do I need to be doing that? Am I at fault? Because I hate the idea, like in that other video where I talked about, and it happened again this week. You know, people contact us via the website, and often they do the questionnaire on RJ symptoms, and they put their email on there incorrectly, and we can't reply. It's not like I think maybe they're a bit. They think it's some kind of automatic thing that is, you know, it's just going to reply to them. It's not. You know, I get their questionnaire and I look at it personally and I feed back personally, and I do it by email. And if their email is incorrect, they don't get a reply. So that was what the other video is about. You may have seen that anyway. So my question is, you know, and perhaps, you know, if you're able to, if you do suffer with retroactive jealousy, and you are eligible for any of these groups, or you're a partner of somebody with retroactive jealousy, you know, share with me your experience of joining the group, or if you've not tried to join the group, apply and just see if see what your experience is like. Do those questions come up very clearly? Is it clear to you that you know those questions are compulsory and you need to answer them to join the group? You know, please let me know, because I think, you know, if it's a case of it's gonna be the right thing for me to message everybody that misses off the questions, then I will do that. You know, I haven't got a problem with doing it at all. The only reason I don't do it is not out of laziness. It's, you know, I think, well, you know, they're probably not suitable for the group then, or, you know, they're not really that motivated. So tell me what you think, please. Give me some advice here, because I'm not very tech or internet savvy, as you can probably tell by the shaky camera and the general production quality of this video with cars driving past me. So just a final point before I close the video is, I have on this channel a playlist of nearly 200 videos about retroactive jealousy. Some of those videos will give you techniques which will get you well on the road to recovery. Some of those videos are troubleshooting videos that, you know, if you're in recovery and you've done all the, you know, done all the right things, but it's still not working for whatever reason, you know, is like, well, maybe you need to do this, maybe you need to do that. Some of the videos are a little bit more academic. I don't mean academic with a big A, but academic with a small a. They're talking more about retroactive jealousy as a condition, you know, describing certain aspects of it, looking at things that go alongside it and that kind of thing, which are more for kind of intellectual interest than maybe for recovery. But there's a real mix, but there's a whole bunch of, you know, what I like to call life-saving videos in there, that if you've got retroactive jealousy and you're thinking, oh God, I can't live with this, you know, how am I going to get rid of this? And it will give you the answers. It will tell you what to do. They will tell you what to do. So you might have clicked on this video because it said retroactive jealousy, and you've got retroactive jealousy and you're really suffering and you want that help. So listening to this video ain't going to help you much, is it? That's not going to get you well. But listening to some of the other videos will. Okay, so just want to say, find the playlist for retroactive jealousy, and click on. I'll give you some of the life-saving ones. The antidote technique, the golden rule. I've got one along the lines of the 3 things you need to do for RJ recovery. I've got one on, you know, what about medication? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And if you want to go on medication, how might you go about that and avoid some of the pitfalls around that people fall into? And then there's also a 35-day recovery program. So for 35 videos basically, and each one has either you know, guidance, or usually something to do, a call to action. You know, do this technique, or might link you to another video from somebody else. So those are the lifesavers. Okay, so if you've got retroactive jealousy, don't just suffer with it. You know, don't just kind of blame your partner or blame society or blame God, or get into recovery. Okay, and there's loads of stuff out there to help you. Okay, so please go to that and use it. Get well. You do not need to be feeling the way you are feeling forever. You know, use some of these techniques, develop a daily program, and it will change. It will shift. Okay, and if it's not changing or shifting, there's videos about that as well. So on that note, thank you for bearing with me on this video. I really appreciate and love my supporters, subscribers. Particularly appreciate if you give us a nice comment, and if you click the like button and all those kinds of things. I know all YouTubers say that, and it's like yeah. But being on YouTube is not easy. Everything is kind of, don't want to sound like I'm full of self-pity here, a pity party, but there's lots of kind of things stacked against you. I think if you joined YouTube at the very start and you did all the right things, you know, you can be, you know, one of these super duper influencers with millions of subscribers that, you know, can retire to the Bahamas. But actually most, you know, YouTubers that are the small or medium level, they're really struggling just to keep the channel going, and need all the support they can get, including this one. Which hopefully we'll get to the Bahamas level one day, but no, don't hold your breath. So thank you very much. We appreciate you just for listening and watching, and looking at this tree. And we'll see you in the next video. Rangimarie.